Buddhism has long been a spiritual bridge between India and the nations of Southeast and East Asia. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has recognized this and strategically placed Buddhism at the heart of India's foreign policy, leveraging it as a tool for cultural diplomacy, soft power, and geopolitical strategy. The latest visit by the Prime Minister to Thailand put this aspect of Indian foreign policy on full display. So let's break down India's Buddhist diplomacy, why it works, and why it is so important. This is Shubhangi Sharma. Let's dive in. PM Modi's visit to Bangkok, Thailand for the BIMSTEC summit made for a brilliant show of cultural diplomacy. He visited the Wat Pho temple accompanied by Thai PM Paetongtarn Shinawatra. Paying homage to the reclining Buddha, he offered Sangdan to senior monks and gifted a replica of the Ashokan lion capital. Modi also proposed sending Lord Buddha's relics from Gujarat to Thailand, while Shinawatra gifted him a special edition of the Buddhist Tipitaka scriptures in Pali. This symbolizes the shared cultural heritage between the two nations. You see, 94% of Thailand's 72 million people are Buddhist, which is why this outreach by Prime Minister Modi will strike a chord. Despite having a relatively small Buddhist population today, India holds unparalleled legitimacy in the Buddhist world. After all, India is the birthplace of Buddhism. It is where Siddhartha Gautama attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya. In fact, the country is home to some of the most significant Buddhist pilgrimage sites, including Sarnath, Nalanda, Rajgir, and Kushinagar. India has also played a crucial role as the custodian of Tibetan Buddhism, offering refuge to the Dalai Lama and the Tibetan government in exile, further strengthening its ties to Tibetan Buddhist traditions. India's historical engagement with Buddhism also extends to its diplomatic initiatives dating back to Emperor Ashoka's Dharma Vijaya, conquest through Dharma, and it continues into the present. The country maintains strong cultural and historical links with both Theravada Buddhism, practiced in Sri Lanka, Myanmar, Thailand, Laos, and Cambodia, and Mahayana Buddhism, followed in China, Japan, Korea, and Vietnam. These diverse connections make India a unifying force in global Buddhist discourse. PM Modi's international visits and diplomatic initiatives have consistently highlighted India's Buddhist connections. From visiting key Buddhist sites to gifting sacred relics and artifacts, Prime Minister Modi has actively reinforced India's spiritual ties with Buddhist majority nations. In Sri Lanka, for example, in 2024, he made a visit to the Mahabodhi temple at Anuradhapura, underscoring India's deep-rooted spiritual connections with the Theravada Buddhist stronghold. At the India-ASEAN Summit in Laos in 2024, he gifted a vintage brass Buddha statue to the Laotian president, symbolizing cultural affinity. In Nepal 2022, he laid the foundation stone for the India International Center for Buddhist Culture and Heritage in Lumbini, Buddha's birthplace. He strengthened ties with Japan in 2023 using Buddhism as well. Modi and Prime Minister Fumio Kishida visited the Bal Bodhi tree in Delhi. India also deepened its engagement with Mongolia by sending the Kapilavastu relics in 2022 and unveiling a Buddha statue at the Ganden Tengchingling Monastery in Ulaanbaatar in 2019. India has actively hosted international Buddhist summits and celebrations to reinforce its position as a global center of Buddhism. The Global Buddhist Summit brought together scholars, monks, and policymakers in 2023 to discuss how Buddhist philosophy can address contemporary challenges. In fact, the Prime Minister also attended the International Vesak Day celebrations in Colombo, reaffirming India's commitment to the Buddhist world. This was back in 2017. To attract Buddhist pilgrims and scholars, India has invested in key infrastructure projects as well. The Buddhist circuit connects important Buddhist pilgrimage sites in India, while the Mahaparinirvan Express train provides seamless travel between these locations. The opening of the Kushinagar International Airport has further eased access for foreign visitors, and also the revival of the Nalanda University, which aims to establish India as a global center for Buddhist learning. India's Buddhist diplomacy serves multiple strategic purposes. It counters China's influence, especially with Tibetan Buddhism. It strengthens cultural ties with Southeast and East Asian nations under the Act East and Neighborhood First policies. From ASEAN countries to Japan and Mongolia, this approach fosters tremendous goodwill, facilitating trade, investment, and security cooperation. Buddhist tourism has a global scale and opens up huge opportunities in India. By positioning itself as a spiritual land and intellectual home of Buddhism, India has been reinforcing its global soft power and leadership in promoting peace and harmony. PM Modi's strategic integration, therefore, of Buddhism into foreign policy exemplifies cultural diplomacy at its finest. From gifting sacred relics to launching Buddhist summits and developing world-class pilgrimage infrastructure, India is re-establishing itself as the heart of the Buddhist world. And in doing so, Modi is not just reviving historical ties, he is crafting a powerful diplomatic tool that aligns seamlessly with India's broader geopolitical goals in the Indo-Pacific.